You have been working on context clues, and inside of context clues, you have learned that you have the power to figure out what a word means by using clues that the author gives you around that. So those clues can come in the form of examples. They can be synonyms, words that mean the same thing, antonyms, words that mean the opposite, and they can also be inferences using your background knowledge. We're going to take a look today at our context clues vocabulary to review what context clues are. I'm going to send you into a breakout room when we're done for you to tell or teach the people in your room what to do when you find a word that you don't know. You guys should be experts now at understanding words that you don't know off the top of your head. What can you do when that happens? So let's watch our review video, and then I will send you into your breakout rooms to discuss and teach what to do when you encounter a word that you don't understand.
Oh, look. A word I don't know. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be looking for clues in the context. When I find a new word that's written in a sentence, I look around to see if a similar one is mentioned. That's a synonym, the first clue I use. Like, the actress read through a book and perused a newspaper. And then she took a snooze. Peruse, that's new, so I search for a clue. I see she was reading. Could it be true? Peruse must be a synonym for read through. But if I can't find the answer, then maybe there's an opposite word or an antonym. Like, Langston was jubilant when he got the news before he found out he was depressed with the blues. Jubilant and depressed must be antonyms. Depressed means sad, jubilant must mean happy then. Two new words, peruse, jubilant with synonyms and antonyms, you don't have to Google it. On a top secret mission, check the method. Treat words I don't know like a word detective. Search within the sentence. Look for synonyms, antonyms, explanations, examples. On a top secret mission, check the method. Treat words I don't know like a word detective. Search within the sentence. Look for synonyms, antonyms, explanations, examples. Detectives? When reading through phrases, you might find the third clue, an explanation. Let's take a look and try to crack this case then. The mansion was dilapidated. The windows were broken, the paint was faded. I'm pretty sure a pack of rats had invaded. Those lines explain the word I didn't know. Dilapidated means falling down and old. Clue 4, I look for examples of the word that might illustrate how to define the term. Eating sweets was against Capone's wishes, just fruits and vegetables which are nutritious. I know fruits and vegetables are healthy dishes. These examples lead me to the meaning of nutritious. All these examples and explanations are clues to crack the case like Perry Mason. On a top secret mission, check the method. Treat words I don't know like a word detective. Search within the sentence. Look for synonyms, antonyms, explanations, examples. On a top secret mission, check the method. Treat words I don't know like a word detective. Search within the sentence. Look for synonyms, antonyms, explanations, examples.
Alrighty. So the question that you are asked to be ready to answer is, what should you do when you are reading and you find a word that you don't understand? What can you do when you are reading and you find a word that you don't understand? Remember, just like yesterday, when you go into your breakout rooms, you're going to unmute and take turns discussing. Everyone should talk. Everyone's camera should be on, okay? Alrighty, here come your invites. What should you do when you find a word that you don't understand? So you were discussing with your breakout room what to do when you encounter a word that you don't know. What can you do when you are reading and you find a word that you don't understand? What can you do? Terrence?
Use context clues and look for the evidence or see how it fits in with the other word.
Nice. Look for evidence around you and see if it makes sense with those words. Great. Christopher.
for clues or answers, or same word mentioned a little different in the text.
Yeah, looking for those clues and like those antonyms, words that are different around it in the text can help us figure out the opposite. Awesome. So today, before I release you to work on your context clues quiz, we are going to work on the vocabulary game from FlowCap. And we have done this before, where I have shown you the answer choices 1, 2, and 3, and I choose the answer that you are showing me with your fingers. So if you think it's answer choice 1, you'll hold up a 1, 2, you'll hold up a 2, 3, you'll hold up a 3, and I will click on the one that has the most votes, okay? Now, there is a bit of a jive song to this. There's a bit of a beat that we're gonna build, and there may be a prize for the best answer. So that's all I'm gonna say. All right, here we go. Drag the right word to its definition. A statement or a piece of writing that tells how something happens, works, or is made. If it tells how something happens, works, or is made, is it an explanation, an antonym, or a synonym? It tells how something works or is made. What is that? Is that an explanation, an antonym, or a synonym? I'm seeing most votes for 2. It's an antonym. So you guys are telling me it's the opposite word. You wrong. Explanation. When we tell how something happens or works, it is called an explanation. Y'all better get your game up. All righty, here we go. Drag the missing word into the right place. The horses looked blank to each other. They had the same white markings on their foreheads. They looked blank to each other. They had the same white markings. Did they look similar to each other? Did they look opposite to each other? Or did they look example to each other? They had the same white markings. Show me with your fingers your votes. All right, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. They looked similar, meaning they had the same markings. Boom, you are correct. All right. Something that belongs to a group and shows the traits of that group. Is that an example, an antonym, or peruse? It belongs to a group. We say, oh, that's like this one. That's like these here. Is that an example, an antonym, or peruse? Show me with your fingers. 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1. Okay, 3s has the most, but you're wrong. This is an example. If something belongs to a group, it goes together. That is an example. Y'all aren't gonna have a lot of music to dance to. All right, here we go. Happy is a blank for sad. Happy and sad, those are opposites. So if they're opposites, are they synonyms, explanations, or antonyms? Happy is a blank for sad. What is it? Show me with your fingers. Opposites are 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. I think there's more 3s. Antonym is correct. Ooh, we got some beat. All right. Drag over the word that goes best with the image. What is this man doing? Is he jubilanting? Is he oppositing? Or is he perusing? What is he doing in this picture? Jubilant, opposite, or peruse? Nice, I'm seeing lots of 3s. Peruse means look through. That came from our video. Awesome. Drag the right word to its definition. A word having the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. If it means the same, is it an antonym? Oops, I did that backwards. An antonym, an example, or a synonym? What is it? If it has the same, is it an antonym, an example, or a synonym? I just gave y'all a major hint because I'm trying to see some dancing happening in my life. We're not seeing a lot of votes. Let's see it. 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Mostly threes, that's correct. Remember, synonym, same. They both start with an S. Words that mean the same are synonyms. Okay. Drag the word that goes with the image. This says bad, this says good. Are those opposites? Are those similar? Or are those peruse? Bad and good. Show with your fingers. Good. Lots of ones. Those are opposites. Excellent. We got that bass line. Here comes the drums up next. Drag the word to the... I can't talk. Drag the right word to the word that means the same thing. Study. If you are going to study something, you got a test and you're going to study it. You got a book. You want to know what it says. Are you similaring the book? Are you perusing the book? Or are you jubilanting the book? To study the book, what are you doing? Similar, peruse, or jubilant? Good, mostly twos. Peruse means to study or look through. Okay, we're working with that. William, where you at, man? You had it moving earlier. I want to see it. Let's go. Drag over the word that goes best with the image. This image shows people going up. It shows people going down. Is this a synonym, an antonym, or a peruse? Up and down. Are those synonyms, antonyms, or peruse? Good. Those are antonyms. Antonym, opposite. Aiden Hampton looks like he's at a DJ table. He's looking down at his mouse and driving his head. I like it. I didn't understand the math problem, so I asked my teacher to give me a synonym. Oh, what in the world is my hand doing? A synonym, an antonym, or an explanation. I didn't understand, so I asked my teacher to give me a... What would your teacher do if you didn't understand? Would she synonym, would she antonym, or would she explain? Show me your fingers. Good. Mostly three. She would explain, an explanation of why it might be wrong. All right, we got that Tom in there now. Drag the word that goes best with the image. Big and large. Are these antonyms? Are these peruse? Or are these synonyms? Big and large. Remember, they mean the same thing. That helps some of you. They are synonyms. Synonyms mean the same. Awesome. Keisha and her sister are not alike at all. They always seem to have blank personalities. They're not alike. Are they opposites? Are they similar? Or are they examples? They are not alike. Very good. We're quick on that one. They're opposites. All right, we got a sin. Okay. I'm feeling some Stranger Things vibes. All right, here we go. Drag the word that means the opposite. The opposite. If something is different, distinct, or unlike, what is the opposite of different? Explanation, similar, Some of y'all were just jealous. You were staring at that screen thinking, I wish I could have fun. And you could have. You just had to get off the couch. That's all you had to do. All right, kiddos, very good. Not bad on your vocabulary for your context clues. We're getting pretty good at those. B+. I'm not upset about that. All right, kiddos, on Seesaw, you have an assessment today. That is a short quiz. You have a short quiz about context clues, and it can be found inside of your activities. It says Context Clues Assessment, Rachel's Story. You are going to review the notes of the types of context clues on the example slides. You're going to listen to the journey read aloud on the example slides. We're going to watch a video example of context clues from the story called The Journey, and we're going to watch the description of today's task. Then independently, you are going to read Rachel's story on Mayan. This is just like the books we've been reading, but this is going to be about a young lady who has immigrated. On slides 3 through 6, you're going to use context clues to determine the meaning of unknown words from Rachel's story. And as always, you'll reflect on your success with today's skill. Okay, so we've talked about our success criteria. I'm going to move on past that. We looked at our vocabulary to remind us that you can look for definitions, examples, you can make an inference with your background knowledge, and you can use synonyms and antonyms as well. We're going to take a look at Miss Renee reading through The Journey one more time, and then she will show us some examples of context clue meanings. Okay, here we go. I'll share my sound again. Good.
Our journey is not over yet, our mother tells us. The sea stretches far and wide ahead of us, and we must cross it. How will this be possible? We have boarded a ferry with so many people. There is not much space, and it rains every day, but we tell each other stories, tales of terrible and dangerous monsters that hide beneath our boat, ready to gobble us up if the boat capsizes. The boat rocks and rocks as the waves grow bigger and bigger. It feels like the sea will never end. We tell each other new stories, stories about the land we are heading to, where the big green forests are filled with kind fairies that dance and give us magic spells to end the war.
All right, so that is a short snippet from the text that we read yesterday that is going to help us with our context clue example from Miss Sharp here. So we heard the word boarded. Boarded was actually a word that you had yesterday inside of the text that you read, and we did a pretty good job with it. Here's how Miss Sharp chose to find it.
Today we're going to be looking at the word boarded from this page in the book, The Journey. In order to figure out what the word boarded means, I'm going to need to use an inference clue. And that's where the word's definition is not explained. I need to look for clues before or after the sentences. I remember from the previous slide that before this page, on the page before, they were talking about how they needed to get across the big sea. And here it says we have boarded a ferry with so many people. And here I can see what looks to be a boat with a lot of people on it. And I know that it talks about how there's not a lot of space, and they tell stories, and they talk about dangerous monsters beneath the boat. And on the next page after it, they talk and continue about being on a boat. So I can infer that boarded means to get onto something. In this case, it happens to be a boat, but it might not always be a boat. And what clues helped you with the word? Well, I used the picture, and I also used the words here about how there is not much space and monsters hide beneath our boat. I'm going to do two different text boxes. I'm going to write the picture to help the teacher know that I used the picture, but then also they got on a boat to cross a big sea with other people. So I'm using what happened around this particular word to help me figure out what the word means.
I think that was Terrence that told us we could look around at what was happening to help us know what it means. And that's exactly what Ms. Sharp just did there. So today, here is what your quiz is going to look like. This is what you are going to complete on Mayan. Here is your explanation.
Today, you will be reading Rachel's story. The text is on Mayan. You will be given a word, and you will need to determine what the meaning of that word means in the text. You will need to use context clues to help you figure that out. The definition might be in there. You might also need to make inferences and use the pictures or the words to help you. If you use the pictures, remember to say what the picture showed that helped you get that meaning. If you use the words, what was happening in the story that helped you understand what that word meant.
All right, kiddos. So you are going to be looking at Rachel's story today to answer some questions about words that you might not be familiar. I do want to share something with you. We are expecting you to read the story. So yesterday you were asked to read Hamid's story. Today, or the day before, you were asked to read Ali's story. Today you're going to read Rachel's. When I get onto my Mayan as a teacher, I can see which books you've read and which ones you haven't. So Aiden G has read both of the books because he's got it started and it's not red saying he hasn't started. A couple of you completed assignments, but you didn't read the story. We are asking you to read the text before you begin working. So make sure you are reading the stories before you start working so you can do exactly like Terrence and Ms. Sharp have taught us, and you can understand what's happening around the text, okay? So you will get onto Mayan. You will read Rachel's story. After you read Rachel's story, you'll click on Add Response, and you'll work through the slides just as we have. There's a word identified on slide 3, on slide 4, on slide 5, and on slide 6, okay? So after you understand Rachel's story, you're going to come back in and use the context or the information to help you with what these words mean. As always, you should reflect on your success criteria using vocabulary from our success criteria and using a goal that you had inside of your context clues standard, okay? What questions can I answer about the assignment expectations? Levin.
It wasn't about the assignment, but it's about Mayan.
Okay.
I've been reading for 90 minutes.
Excellent job, kiddo. The more we read, the more our brain grows. Research is very clear on that. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Any other questions about your assignment expectation, your quiz that you were going to complete today? Okay. Lovely. All right. So that is your assignment for today.